back to Haunter the Collector with me, Jace, and today, we're covering that probably most controversial of topics, statue prices. Whoa, this could be a long one. Oh, actually, before I go down that route, I just wanted to say the quarter scale alerts piece by Prime One Studios had an email today. The edition sizes are now out on that, which I know that doesn't necessarily mean the piece is going to necessarily be released soon, but it's a step in the right direction. But anyway, the edition size for the exclusive is 250 pieces. And the regular is 300 pieces, so both very small edition sizes. So anyone who is maybe sitting on the fence with this piece, I'd suggest you get your ass off the fence, because low edition sizes. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out first. Okay, let's crack on with today's hot topic. I was watching Alan Partridge last night. I love Alan Partridge. So, what was I going to say? See, I do this every time. I go off on a tangent and I lose. Yeah, that's it. Got there. It's coming. I noticed today, whilst I was on the Prime One website looking at the alerts edition size, that their Pacific Rim Gypsy Danger, was it 1/1 scale bust? I mean, obviously it's not a 1/1 scale bust, is it? But you know what I mean. They class it as human size, don't they? The one doing that anyway. I got the price on it today, $4,999. Yeah, I think that makes that the second most expensive bust I personally can recall seeing. The most being the Queen Studios Thanos one. That was about 6,500, wasn't it? So I thought, okay, well, I've got a day off, and it might be a good day to whack a video out on this statue prices, which is probably the most disgusting after shipping costs. And I suppose really the three main questions that you always see coming up in all the groups is, why do people keep accepting these statue prices, paying these statue prices? Are the prices ever going to stop rising? Are the prices ever going to come down? Well, in my opinion and my outlook on this, I can answer two of those questions for you now, fairly confidently in my own mind. Are the prices ever going to come down? Well, outside of certain statue companies on select pieces within their range doing offers, discounts for whatever reason, no, of course they're not. You know, and to be honest, I think it's a little naive to think that they might do. I can't see it. I mean, yesterday there was a discussion going on one of the Facebook groups, and it was in regards to the Dark Side collectibles again, which I don't want to get too heavy into because I've already done a video on them. But somebody commented on this thing about, oh, when Dark Side collectible stuff comes out, hopefully it'll be priced really, really low, and it'll make the other statue companies drop their prices. Now, I didn't actually comment on that comment that someone had made. I didn't reply to it, because to me it was a bit of a hugely optimistic thought process to think that, you know, it was hugely optimistic for someone to think that would ever happen. You know, we'll take Dark Side collectibles because we're talking about them, and they haven't got anything out yet. So let's, for argument's sake, my point of view, by the way, on this is, anyone who thinks that the Dark Side collectible pieces, which is Lord of the Rings range, which incidentally come out in 2 scales, but we'll take the smaller scale, quarter scale. I would say anyone who thinks that range, that quarter scale range in the Lord is going to come out under $1,000 a piece, I think you're being very optimistic. I'm very hopeful on that. I personally can't see it. I might be wrong, but anyway, let's, for argument's sake, say they do. Let's say that when Darkside get around to actually releasing a Lord of the Rings piece for pre-order, one of their pieces is priced at, let's say, $799, whatever piece, anything in the quarter scale piece. Now, a lot of people are going to be probably really happy with that, and they're going to pre-order it, and they're going to get the piece, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going down that route. I'm talking about just that price. Now, do you think, honestly, that were that to happen, that the likes of Weta, Prime One, Queens, Infinity are going to look at that and then question their pricing strategy. I mean, honestly, does anyone actually believe that? You know, these companies have got everything in place. They've got their manufacturing costs, their design costs, their profit margin, their marketing, everything. All their costs are in place, and you can guarantee with these top companies they will be to the word. They'll be cast in iron, and that's what they will stick to. I totally agree that some pieces will have bigger profit margins than others. I'm not saying they won't, but what I'm saying is there's no way that those companies are going to look at a brand new company on the market and then start questioning their marketing and their pricing. It's never going to happen, because those four companies especially. So I'm just talking about the Lord of the Rings line now. I'm sticking to something that I'm passionate about. The Weta and Prime One, Queens and Infinity, those four companies have something that you can't really buy. You can't really put a price on. And that is they have a proven history of producing high quality statues. And from that, they have a core fan base of collectors who buy from them, who prefer them because of that reputation, because of that proven history, that proven quality. Case in point. So I don't think that a new company coming along who we don't even know what price Darkside are going to put on their pieces yet, so it's hypothetical. But any company coming along doing a Lord of the Range line, going in at whatever price they want to, isn't going to affect the prices. I don't believe is going to affect the prices that Prime One, Weta, Queen or Infinity put on their Lord of the Rings range. That is already set in stone. So no, I don't think prices are going to come down in certain pieces at all. So do I think prices are going to keep going up? Well, yes, because the cost of everything else goes up. So their costs go up. So it stands to reason that if the prices aren't going to go down, there's only one way that they're going to go. But I feel that this comes to the other question that is most popularly asked, which I suppose is the most complex answer to give, is why do people keep accepting this? Why do people keep paying this? Now, this is my opinion. It's a very complex question you could get quite deep into, but I think there's quite a simple answer. Because it's a choice, which I've said before. It's a choice. And I think sometimes it's easy to lose focus of that. Now, I've, the same as most of you, no doubt, maybe you're guilty of even doing it yourself. I've seen the people on the Facebook group smacking the caps lock on, and I mean, really raging at the prices of statues. Why? I can understand you being upset. I can understand people being annoyed, even insulted by prices that are sometimes. I've done a video on it, the third scale Predator bus. Do I think that's overpriced? Yes, I do. I did a whole video on it. Did I buy it? Yes. Well, I pre-ordered it. Yes, I did. Why? Because I want it. And that's the thing. It's choice. None of us have to buy these things. None of us do. So why get so upset by it? What will alter in your life if you don't buy something because it's gone outside of your price range, or it's gone outside of what you deem to be an acceptable price range? You see, for me, I visualize it that if a piece was to come along, like let's say for me, for whatever reason, the Witch King of Angmar by Prime One comes along on that incredible base, which I think is absolutely fantastic. It's a piece I'm most anticipating in ordering, but for whatever reason, my life is at the point of that pre-order and that falls outside the price range that I can afford. Yeah, I would be upset. I'd be annoyed, maybe. I wouldn't be getting myself in the state that some people seem to get. I mean, you know, I wouldn't be raging like mad about it and being furious, because at the end of the day, the way I see it, I've got two options. One, sell something to fund it, because I've got stuff in the house, or you walk away from it. And if you walk away from it, what in your life alters? I'm talking about the effect of not buying this piece. You are, maybe your blood pressure's gone up because you're raging like crazy. You need to think about that. but your job in your house and your life's there in place. Nothing's been affected negatively by you not buying that piece. The only thing that actually is a positive is you've still got your money in the bank. You're not having to fork out for this piece, and maybe you've avoided having a big Barney with your other half because you've bought another statue which you don't need to have. And we don't need any of them, which is, again, something that I've discussed before. None of this is essential. None of it is actually important. So that's how I look at it. That's why when pieces come out and the pricing range on them, I might think, yeah, that's overpriced. I might think, oh, that's a good price on that one, but it's my choice whether I pre-order it or not. And I know that the statue prices are going to keep going up, which is a piece that I alluded to briefly before with the Predator piece and having the bust. Pre-ordered that third scale bust because I want it to go with the third scale Predator. I want to have but that's Predator done for me then. I don't need to think about that. And rest assured, if at the point where that was coming due to be paid for, I had anything going on in my life that required my money to go into that, I'll cancel that pre-order without a second thought, because it's prioritising and controlling and being sensible with your money. Everything I buy is I like to think, calculated choice. I've weighed up, do I need this? No. Do I want it? Yes. Can I afford it? Yes. And I've pre-ordered it and bought it. And it doesn't matter because, the price on Sauron for the shipping went through the roof. But I didn't, I just paid it because I wanted that piece. And I've already done shipping costs, so I'm not going down that route. I see people getting really annoyed because the one comment I keep seeing is, oh, people keep paying these prices. The prices will keep going up because people keep paying them. Yeah, because that's their choice. That's their free will and their free choice to buy these pieces. Now, unfortunately, just because you're really annoyed that statue prices have gone up and they're still selling them, and that's the thing that the statue companies are looking at, they're still selling these pieces. They're still being sold. I'm afraid you being annoyed and getting annoyed with people who've bought them and then blaming them, it isn't going to alter anything because that's their choice to do it. You don't know that person's situation for buying that piece. That might be his dream piece. He might have been saving for years, for all you know, waiting for someone to make that piece and release it. Waiting for his favourite company to make that piece, like me and Sauron here. I sold an entire Court of the Dead collection. As soon as I saw the preview of that Sauron piece, as some people will know, I spent the next 12 months selling my entire Court of the Dead collection because I knew Prime 1 were doing Lord of the Rings. That's the preparations I made. And that can be the same for every single time you see someone who has pre-ordered a statue that you deem to be ridiculously priced. You don't know that person's situation and how hard they have worked, how hard they have saved just to get that piece by that company. For me, I do get quite surprised by how angry some people seem to get on some of the Facebook groups. Calm down, take a chill pill, whatever, just honestly, just take a deep breath, because essentially none of it is actually that important, is it? It's a hobby, yes, it's a passion, but it's not essential. It's not essential. So the fact that it isn't essential means it doesn't necessarily mean you've got to get so bloody angry or so insulted or so offended by the fact that, fill in the gap, whichever is your most hated statue manufacturing company, because I think a lot of that plays a part in a lot of it. Statue companies have got their fair share of haters, haven't they? It doesn't matter what price they put on it. If people are happy to buy that piece, that's their decision. And if you're not going to buy it, that's yours. And I think the only thing that sort of bangs my balls together, so to speak, is when I see someone who, for whatever reason, is really happy, though. They're really happy that they've pre-ordered a piece, and you get them people jumping in on the thread to say, you know, just being really negative and down on the piece because the price is too high or they don't like the company and I think that's really shit. I think anyone who's done that, I think that's a really crap thing to do, and there's no excuse for it because you're taking away that person's joy and excitement. Like I say, you don't know how hard that person has worked or how hard they have saved in order to buy that piece. So just because you might think it's high price or overly priced, or just because you might not like the company, whether it be Weta or XM or Prime One or whoever, you don't need to be there on that thread crapping all over that guy's or that girl's excitement of the piece they're going to get. Keep those opinions to yourself. Sure, discuss the fact that you think it's vastly overpriced. I did with the Gimli piece, and I've had 2 or 3 people come back to me and say, no, I disagree with you. I think it's fair priced. Brilliant, superb. You're buying it, you think it's fair priced, and you want it. Those are the boxes to tick. You want it, you think the price is acceptable, you can afford it, you've ticked them 3 boxes. That, for me, that's how I put it on everything that I buy. So I think, hopefully, I've kind of covered my point of view and my outlook and my perspective on statue prices. Now, I'm sure there's some of you out there who will disagree with most of what I've said. Maybe 1 or 2 of you are already hovering over the caps lock. Although I must admit, I've been very lucky so far with all of you, because I've had nothing but nice comments off all of you. Even when you've sort of disagreed or whatever, you've still all been very polite. So I know I've been very, very lucky on my YouTube channel with all of my subscribers and people who have commented so far. So I do appreciate that, and I do respect that. But yeah, that's the thing. But I think it's a topic worth covering and worth talking about, and I just wanted to give my outlook on statue prices and what I think and what I feel, and I hope I've covered that, because I don't know how long this video will be once I've finished editing, but I can assure you I've been sat here rabbiting quite a while. In fact, I don't even know if I've covered the same thing twice or not at all. So I'll see when I get to the editing part, but hopefully this sort of comes out and it gets across my standpoint on it. But yeah, and there's literally a van just pulled up outside and he's going to knock the door any minute. Okay, I'm going to wrap this one up here, I think, because I've been talking now for a good while. I will edit this down because, oh God, I've just seen what the time is. I hope I've covered this okay, and like I say, I'm sure not all of you are going to agree with my point of view, but that's absolutely fine. I don't expect you to. I'd love to hear what all of your thoughts are, so please stick them in the comments below. And as ever, guys, if you've enjoyed this video, give it a like. And you know all the other stuff by now. My brain's whirring. I'm trying to think if there's something I wanted to cover and I've not covered. Yeah, as ever, if you haven't done, subscribe, please, because it's super wonderful. It helps the channel. Appreciate you all for watching. All the comments that I've been getting and always get off all you guys is absolutely wonderful. Really appreciate it. I'm babbling now, so I'm going to bugger off. Have a great week, all of you, and enjoy your weekend ahead. And I'll be back in probably a couple of 3 days with another video. So I'll speak to you all then. Thank you ever so much. Ta-ra.